Okay, here we are. I believe beautiful Georgia. We're gonna go up to Heaven's Landing in Clayton, which I recently visited in real life and quite enjoyed. Pretty sweet place. So we're gonna change our mixture up a little bit. We'll leave that up to full, and throw one set of flaps in and check out the area we're in. Pretty cool. Little grass strip area. We may actually come back. But very cool place. And let's kick the brakes off and get going here. Beautiful. Gorgeous here in the Blue Ridge Mountains. Tons of excellent terrain around. So I think I actually drove around this area thinking that it was going to be Heaven's Landing, kind of aimlessly to be honest, and turned out it obviously was not. So I drove back and actually looked up the airport and found it, and it was a great time. But a very cool area, a little trendy, but some really cool stores and restaurants. Just overall a good time. Would definitely recommend it if you're in the area. A good day trip kind of place. Might be able to make a weekend out of it. I didn't particularly go for that, but no, thoroughly enjoyed it. Cool place to fly. I've actually seen some videos of people flying around here and flying in and out of the Heaven's Landing Airport, and it's gorgeous. So I've flown in on flight sim a couple times and enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it, but it was not without its challenges. Flown in a couple times, and it was clear like this. Real nice, real pleasure to fly into. And I've also flown in on flight sim where it was incredibly foggy. And because of all the Blue Ridge Mountains and the difficult approach on the airport, it was actually a circumstance where I missed the runway 3 or 4 times and didn't realize I was as far off as I was until I was very close to the runway itself, like passing over it. So hoping to nail it, get optimal conditions. Trying to get acclimated to running some tail draggers like this plane. So we'll see how I do. It's probably ideal conditions for a pretty smooth landing, but yeah, it was a pretty cool place. Pretty cool place indeed. You can see lots of mountain road, beautiful mountain roads if you like mountain driving. But tough place when the weather is inclement. So driving there, it was pretty clear, beautiful day. Driving from South Carolina, and then coming back, it started raining, and tops of the mountains started getting foggy. The roads themselves were pretty less than ideal, I would say, and so it made for an interesting experience, but was worth it overall. Would recommend, and yeah, so we'll see how it is. Again, flying back into flight sim, I actually think that might be it right there. So you can see it's a little deceiving. It looks pretty clear, but it's actually kind of dropped in between some hills and mountainside. So the approach like here is very much like, you know, a little bit close for comfort to some of these terrain barriers. But something interesting to note is like whenever you're coming in and it's incredibly foggy, you really just can't see the runway. I'm going to check. It sounds like we are losing. Okay, sounded like we were losing power. Maybe not. Looks like we are a set of flaps down, which is good. And yeah, you know, I think coming from the opposite end might not be so bad, particularly if you're in a larger aircraft or a jet aircraft, for example. But this tail dragger, this carbon cub, I think we're gonna be able to get in there pretty smooth and show it who's boss. Let's see here, looks like the windsock's pretty dormant, so it should be ideal conditions for a good landing. Come on in. Get a little bit of flare. And we're gonna just sink her in there, keep it on the front end so we can use these brakes. Not too much though. All right, we're slowed down enough. We can start to put that tail down. Oh yeah, one of my best landings yet in the old carbon cub, I will admit, but obviously in pretty ideal conditions. So yeah, we'll continue taxiing down, and then as a matter of fact, I think instead, because of the takeoff range that we actually have, we'll go ahead and try to take back off before the end of the runway. Little delayed touch and go kind of feel here. Get up on the nose, get our speed up, try to manage the rudder pedals as best we can, and then let's take off. Beautiful. Let's throw the flaps up. Carry on. Beautiful down below. Very, very pretty. We might see about trying to do some more grass landings. This all looks like private land, so it wouldn't realistically be ideal, given that we probably shouldn't land on other people's land without their permission. Awfully rude, if you ask me. But that shouldn't preclude us from flying around a little bit, maybe going back to the strip that we came from, which is pretty neat area. Let's see if there's anything close by. So we had GA18, maybe King Sky Ranch. Seems like a nice one. Let's activate that one in. We'll turn that back off, and follow the indicated route there. Try to hand fly it. I think one of the things I like about these carbon cub aircraft is it's got the modern avionics on it, so you can enjoy some of the benefits of that in direction and stuff, while still being kind of an adventure aircraft with a little bit of a stall personality to it. Yeah, it's pretty nice. I tend not to use the autopilot functionality on these probably as much as I should, but just kind of personal preference on using a more manual aircraft like these, hand flying them. But it is nice to have some of the functionality, like the auto level feature, for example, where as a matter of fact, we'll try to throw it on right now, or we can just throw that. It'll pitch the aircraft down and tailor it to level flight. I like that. It's a nice touch. Again, don't use it a ton, but it's certainly doesn't hurt. But yeah, we'll continue on here, and about 6 minutes out. We'll hopefully get us down to Sky Ranch, do a little flyover action, and put this bird on the ground. Like we have beautiful Lake Burton coming into view here. Fairly large lake. I'm trying to think. I have heard some things about Lake Burton. When I was driving through, I actually saw plenty of like campsite kind of entrances, which is pretty cool. Looks like there might be some trail kind of deals towards some campgrounds for Lake Burton access. But I want to say I heard some interesting facts, and now they're escaping me, which is kind of disappointing. I heard in Clayton, Georgia, that there's some pretty peculiar policing there. I think there were some specifics on it. Again, my memory is failing me, but just about some of the odd encounters people have had with the police there. So that was kind of an interesting thing to note when looking up trying to get some information on that area and seeing if there's anything interesting around. There's also a very interesting location called Goats on a Roof, or Goats on the Roof, and it is a kind of novelty location, but it has literally has goats on the roof, and then there's I believe a gift store inside. So that's kind of strange, pretty unique and specific to that area, but it was definitely a cool area. Kind of a German town feel, I'd say. It had some little bed and breakfasts and inns and boutique type stores and specialty hotel areas. Additionally, there were some pretty good restaurants. Trying to think. There was the Universal Joint. There was Pie. I want to say Pie 5 or Pie 45. It was interesting little pizzeria kind of area. Super good though. Had an appetizer. Had the pizza dippers, which was good, and then had a Philly cheesesteak of sorts, and it was okay. It wasn't bad. If I was going there, I might try something different, but I certainly wouldn't hesitate to order again if I live near there and had the opportunity to try a lot of their different dishes. So, also very good bakery. The name of it escapes me. It's like down the street a little bit from it, but great coffee. Excuse me. Great coffee. They have boiling cream soda, which I like cream soda, so that was a win for me. Great pastries, very, very good. They have a wine room. I think they might have a cheese room. And then they have a nice little sitting area on a loft upstairs, or you can stay downstairs and watch people walk by. But very cool little area. So yeah, all in all, Clayton, Georgia, not a bad place for a day trip. You know, I probably wouldn't schedule a full-on vacation there, but if you're going through the area, if you're making some stops along the way, traveling up and down or around the East Coast, and want to stop in a unique little town, Clayton, Georgia, one for the list. But we're going to try to dip the nose down, see where we're supposed to be landing. Try not to overspeed the plane here. I'm presuming that that's actually the strip there. But as a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and make a prediction that it is. We're going to drop our throttle all the way back, and we're already down at about 80% for that, so that should be okay. Throw some flaps down.
500.
Throw some flaps down again. Coming in a little hot. Typically I like to bleed some speed off with a high bank turn, but we unfortunately didn't have that to do, so we're gonna come in pretty steep, pretty aggressive. Try to get that down, let it sit on the nose, use those brakes. Try not to run off the edge of this cliff here. Almost sent the nose end over end. But we are in, whew, scary shape. Let's try to get the, get this pushed back forward a little bit. We'll taxi down here. That was a little intense. It was a little intense. I was, you know, in an effort to try to slow it down, I neglected to really use the control surfaces to keep the plane stable, and almost tipped her over forwards. We're just gonna do a little S taxi in here, try to make sure we're not gonna hit anything or anybody, and yeah, continue down. But that certainly not the finest landing one could have. And as a matter of fact, we might do a little bonus round here. We might do a little bonus takeoff, bonus landing. We're gonna end it here and go just to Heaven's Landing and to another location. But I think we're gonna give it a little takeoff here. Let's throw the flaps up. There we go. And we're gonna try this again. We're gonna try landing again, try to improve. I certainly didn't bleed off enough speed originally. I was all the way throttled back, but didn't seem to quite have the speed bleed that I needed. So go ahead and get up off the ground here. Nice and easy. We are flaps up. We're gonna do a little fly around. We're gonna do a pretty aggressive post 45 degree bank here, almost touching 60. Pretty aggressive, and roll her back right way up. Check the runway out. We're gonna try to hit it again, and this time we're gonna try not to almost flip it or run up even to the edge. I'd like to get to the point where we're
500.
We're comfortably stopped before the end of the runway. So we're gonna go ahead and
500.
push that throttle back. We're gonna get this nose pitched up a little bit. Bank the plane. That's where that speed is bleeding off, which what I typically like to do in this plane. It's fairly simple, which I think why I really why I use that technique. I don't know how common that is or realistic it is, but it's usable on this. We're gonna throw some flaps, and looks like we definitely have less speed than we did last time coming in. We're gonna come in, try to zoom out a little bit. There we go. Still a little hot, a little bit faster than I'd like. Get a little flare. Put the nose down. Keep the nose up though, so that we are doing it. Now we'll try to nose her back. There we go. See, nowhere near the edge. Much better. Much better. Beautiful. We'll throw the flaps back up, taxi over to the barn, and close this nice little day trip. Little kind of fun flight over to Heaven's Landing. Beautiful airport, and some grass landings here as I try to learn and improve my my tail dragger bush type plane, adventure type plane ability, and yeah. Check another outside view. Awesome paint scheme on this carbon cub. I think I'm using the mega livery pack. Super awesome, free. Should be a pretty easy Google search to find, but overall 10 out of 10 would recommend. And yeah, let's see here. All right, that should be it. Well, I think that's going to do it for today. And we will do another one and get some more practice here.